Ladies and gentlemen, Phase 2 is upon us, which means tons of ganking and tons of insane PvP battles. At Blackrock Mountain, Tar Mill, outside of Booty Bay, you name it. It's gonna be mayhem, and you know it. Because Phase 2 comes with the Honor ranking system, which means you will finally able to farm that sweet, sweet PvP gear. So you can bet your ass that a lot of people are going to be farming some alliance, farming some horde, depending on your faction, trying to get that gear. It's gonna be pretty insane. And the Phase 2 will go live at 12th of November, which sparked a bit of controversy on the forums actually, because there's a lot of people there. Trust me, the forums right now are flooded with these kind of topics that say that it is too soon, because people are like, I'm only level 35. You know, it's too soon. I'm level 45, not even max level yet. You gotta postpone it. It's too soon. And that got me thinking, is it actually too soon? Or is it right on time? Well, the thing is, that's a really good question. Because if you look at the forums right now, you can see posts like this. Phase 2 already, WTF. Please don't schedule this game to the no-livers, blazing through content and not enjoying the game. Also, don't schedule it to the casuals who are level 28 and still doing debt mines. I don't know why you'd be doing debt mines at level 28. I mean, the hell's wrong with you? But time for players like me, level 45, taking my time and doing all quests. Now, I understand why he's concerned. Level 45, not exactly a good position to be in if Phase 2 goes live. But you can say, Blizzard, postpone Phase 2 for everyone, for those millions of players playing Classic. Postpone it, because I'm not level 60 yet. You're just one player, and there's, like I said, like millions of people playing Classic. So that, of course, is not really a good argument. Now, I thought about this, and of course, I don't have access to Blizzard's official servers, like their database. I mean, my dad doesn't work at Blizzard, so I can't access that stuff. So there's no way for me to really know where people are at exactly in terms of their gear and in terms of their level. So what did I do? Well, I made a poll on my channel, and this is what I did. So I posted a poll on my community tab, and I said, with Phase 2 right around the corner, I'm genuinely curious about whether it is launched too soon or launched at the right time. So to kind of gauge where my viewers are at with their character, please vote down below where you are currently with your main character. Let's see if this poll can, in some way, confirm that Blizzard has the timing right or wrong. And well, you can see the results right here. 10% voted level 20 to 29, 12% voted level 30 to 39, 18% 40 to 49, 17% 50 to 59, and 43% are level 60. And as you can see, I don't know if you guys can see this, but it has 4.1k votes. So, you know, over 4,000 people voted on this, which, you know, is a fair chunk of people. But of course, in terms of the total player base, it's peanuts. But it is a decent chunk of players to kind of gauge where people are at in Classic WoW. Now, there's a few things to consider. First of all, I am someone that originally started making videos about private servers. So I'm pretty sure that the majority of my viewer base are private server players, and the people that are private server players usually tend to be a lot more hardcore in Classic compared to the, well, people that just came back and didn't play private servers before. So, you know, that 43% is probably a little bit more generous than, let's say, the general consensus of where people are at if you would take all of the player base. At least that's what I kind of base that on me being a private server player myself, and then, you know, eventually moving to Classic. And on top of that, level 60, there's a big difference, because you have level 60 where you just dinked and are now still wearing a bunch of crappy greens, and you have level 60 where you have full tier 1, and you have engineering, and you have your free action potions, and your goblin rocket helmet, and your resistant trinkets, you know, stuff like that. So if you would actually look at people that are actually level 60 and have the gear and are ready in terms of like engineering and consumables, that's not a whole lot of people. I'd say that's about what, like 20% maybe-ish? So about 1/5 of the people that voted are probably properly ready for phase 2. That's not a whole lot of people, if you ask me. That's only 1/5 of the people that voted. So, are they too soon or is it right on time? Well, you can see on the forums there's a lot of people complaining, but then again, the forums, I kind of consider the forums of Blizzard to be the vocal minority, not the silent majority. I mean, if people have nothing to complain about, usually they won't go to the forums and say, hey, phase 2 is fine, nothing to complain about. People that usually have a problem with something go to the forums, and then you see a lot of people complaining, and people think, oh, this is the general consensus, so people, the majority must be bothered by this. Doesn't really work like that, I guess. But, to kind of answer the question, is phase 2 too soon or too late? Well, based on the information I could gather, which admittedly is quite limited, this is pretty much all I could do. I'd say, in my humble opinion, again, I'm just one guy, I realize this, it is a little too soon. I would have liked it to see maybe 1 week, 2 weeks later. I understand that there's guilds and people right now that have cleared Molten Core, that have cleared Onyxia, that have like a chunk of gear. They got their engineering, they got their free action potions and stuff. They got that stuff ready. They're ready to rock, and they're ready to use that, not just to kill players for killing players, but also farming those honor points and getting up the ranks and getting that sweet PvP gear. Because make no mistake, that PvP gear is going to be super, super sought after, because the PvP gear used to be worse. It was still quite powerful, but in patch 1.12 it was even more powerful, so it's very sought after. So yeah, there you go. Now there are a few other things to take into consideration. I understand that being level 60 or not being level 60 doesn't necessarily mean you're not ready for PvP. I mean, I've had this poll, people commented and said, hey, I'm ready for PvP, but I'm not level 60. I'm just simply hovering at around level 40 because I want a PvP in Stranglethorn Vale. And, you could very well do that. You could be level 40-ish, and you could have fun at, like, Nestingbury Expedition. You could have fun outside of Gromgol of your alliance. You could, like, camp people at Booty Bay, like the exit and entrance, because I know people are going to do that. I know there's going to be that one level 41 rogue that's going to be outside, stealth, at the entrance of Booty Bay, waiting for that level 35 Clothy to walk out, and just ambush him and two-shot him, shit like that. That's going to happen. So I understand that you don't necessarily need to be level 60 to be ready for phase 2. Another thing I want to kind of talk about is, it's in 4 days. So I'd say if you're level 55, like you're in your mid-50s, you better get your ass to level 60, because the toughest bracket for people in World PvP when you're trying to quest is probably going to be level 48 or 49. I forgot which one it was. 48 to 49 to level 60. Because, again, it's either 48 or 49 where you become green to level 60s, which means you're going to be worth honor points. But being a level 48, 49, you're not going to be able to fight against a level 60, especially if he's geared. It's just virtually impossible to win a fight against someone like that. So you're basically going to be a free honor kill. That's just the nature of the game. So if you're actually in that level range, I'd highly suggest you maybe start farming dungeons. And I know that's kind of not the way to level up in Classic, but then again, the servers we had in Vanilla, they were like 2,500 max. Right now we have, I don't know, like well over 10,000 people on one server. So there's going to be much more people buzzing around, which means much more PvP battles, which means leveling is going to be much more difficult when Phase 2 goes live compared to actual retail Vanilla when it was live. So at that, and taking that into consideration, you might actually want to spend your time farming dungeons. You could do Maradon, you could do Blackrock Depths, though the entrances, like outside, are probably going to be camped up the S2. Especially Blackrock Mountain, that zone is just going to be complete mayhem, if you ask me. I mean, it's the same for me. I'm level 46 at the moment. I'm a casual, I know. I'm just taking my time leveling. But 2 or 3 more levels, and I'm going to be in that level bracket where I am too going to be worth honor points, but not going to be able to fight against level 60s. It's just not going to happen. So I might actually do that, even though I'm going to try my best to stick with just leveling in the questing zones, because Again, I was one of those guys that said, I like Classic because you have to level in the world. I don't want to stick to just doing dungeons. But if I'm forced to, I guess there's pretty much no other way. So yeah, with that being said, like I said, Phase 2, November 12th, it's going to launch in a couple of days. Sparked a lot of controversy in the forums, a lot of people saying it's too soon. I did my own kind of poll. You can see it here. You can see the results. Personally, based on these results, in my own opinion, I think it is a little too soon. I would have liked it to be maybe 1 week, 2 weeks later, because I think that wouldn't be too much time for the people that are ready to PvP to say, oh, that's too much time, I'm going to quit the game. And it's going to give people enough time where they're like late 40s, early 50s. It's going to give them a little bit more time to get to max level as quickly as possible. But again, this is just based on the people that voted, the people that kind of engaged in this poll. So I want to know in the comment section below, guys. I think it is personally too soon, but I want to know, do you guys think it is too soon? And on top of that, let's have a little fun here. When Phase 2 goes live, what are your plans? Are you gonna try and get to rank 14? Are you gonna try and get the blue PvP set? Are you just gonna try and get your trinket and just call it a day? Like, what are your plans for Phase 2? So there you go. Let's get this discussion going, boys, because it is a rather controversial topic right now. There's people that are ready, and there's also people that are not ready at all to do this. Anyway, there you go, guys. It's a kind of an off-the-cuff video, so I'm a little rambly here, but that's basically what I wanted to cover in this video. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm Hamsterwheel, and I hope you're ready for some PvP. Prepare your booty hole, baby. It's gonna be mayhem. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you later. Have a good one.